Alright, so now boys, we're going to get into the big one. The most entertaining award you can give. The most blood, sweat and tears award that you can win. The fight of the year, boys. It's the big one.
There's lots of contenders out for this one. Lots of fucking juicy fights out there.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard to narrow down a list for this, wasn't it? Like, with all the choices. But we've come to some kind of agreement. Let's see if we can match up maybe on a few of these picks.
Okay.
First one I want to talk about that springs to mind, Justin Gaethje versus Michael Johnson.
Big fight.
I mean, you talk about an absolute war. These two just did not take a back step. I mean, Gaethje especially pressed the fight, and Johnson just showed so much heart and was on the brink of death about 3 or 4 times it felt like, and just suddenly woke up and then put Gaethje on the back foot, and it was just back and forth, both of them pouring with blood, and an awesome finish by Gaethje. It's just amazing.
That was an all-out war from start to finish. Straight away, they just went into it like rock'em sock'em robots or something. You know?
Johnson was coming off a loss, so it was kind of he had to win that one. But Gaethje
Terminator keeps them coming for you.
Yeah.
That was an insane fight, and easily one of the best debuts, up along with Anderson Silva in the UFC history. Justin Gaethje came in, guns a-blazing, absolute fireworks, and Johnson, man, he clocked it with some vicious uppercuts, and you just saw the legs slightly give out in Gaethje, and then 4 seconds later, he was coming right back at him. Terminators are brilliant, isn't they? That was an insane fight.
Yeah. What really got me about that fight, though, was the ending. Similar to Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler, the second fight, where he just, crumbled because he just couldn't take anymore. You know, he broke his nose in that fight. I know it was a little bit different. But the way Johnson just went down, he was just out. He was done.
He gave everything he had.
And you fully understood where he was coming from as well. You know, it wasn't like he couldn't fight anymore. Well, he just couldn't fight anymore.
No. And it was nuts, man, because he actually stopped him halfway through the second round. So it wasn't even that long a fight, but it was so jam-packed. It was pointless. It was constant, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was crazy fight.
Johnson just is always in good fights, isn't he?
Yeah, and Gaethje as well.
Another one I want to talk about, TJ Dillashaw winning the title. I mean, that was obviously, we had all the smack talk leading up to it. Some of that was just shocking and embarrassing. But the actual fight itself had just so many back and forth moments. Cody looked sharp at the beginning, knocked down TJ.
Yeah, man.
TJ came back and he got on his game and he found the range and eventually caught him with the right hook that just put his lights out. And it was awesome when he actually knocked him out, and it was the ref pulled him off. He was celebrating. Cody gets up and he's just not with it, and TJ just screamed in his face fucking have some of that.
Yeah, mate. Oh, that was crazy. I mean, definitely for me, that was the biggest rival all year. You know, of all the rivalries, there were other ones like DC and Jones, which was pretty big as well. But for me, this one was more personal.
The history.
It was really deep, this one.
Training partners.
Training camps where they were coming from. They used to be teammates and split up, all of that kind of
all
stuff.
All the talk of the KO just delivered, I thought. And, on any other night, it could go a different way. I just thought it really lived up to it,
Yeah. For me, it was just so impressive the way TJ came back after that first round, man. He really got rocked, and I really thought Cody was going to beat him that fight because he looked unstoppable up until that point. But the way TJ changed his game plan and came back was epic.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it had, like you say, the biggest of backstories. I mean, it's absolutely epic. Hollywood stuffed that rivalry, and the way leading up to the fight, and then the fight was amazing. I thought TJ was done. He was so close to getting put away. Cody was maybe 8 or 10 seconds away. If that round had lasted 8 seconds more, TJ would have been absolute sparker, and he just turned out managed to stumble back to his corner to then come out and knock out Cody. And just epic,
Yeah, man. Stand out to me. Anyone's you guys want to mention then?
For me, really, really good ones. Whittaker versus Romero.
Yeah.
That was an epic battle. Just from start to finish, I thought Whittaker put on the perfect performance, and he also just perfect game plan, and it was fun because Romero was on top of him. He was the favourite, I thought, in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
But Whittaker just, you'd love to see an underdog win a fight, and that was the ultimate underdog fight for me. He really came back, kept on his feet, even though he had a leg injury on that one.
Yeah.
I love to see good boxing, man. That was a good fight.
Yeah, man.
Great fight to watch. And it went the distance, so it was a lot to watch as well. It was a meaty fight. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I echo everything you just said. It was massive. Both beating Jacare, and we were waiting for Bisping to come back, and it just lived up to it. And potentially we could see that soon enough in the future as well. So
yeah, definitely. Okay, so my other fight that I wanted to choose, Travis Brown versus Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. Now, I'm a huge Black Beast fan. I think everyone is, but I especially am, man. I think, he's just, since he's been in UFC, he's just added so much character to the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
And this fight was one of the ones that really put him on the map as well, I think. That whole thing where he took that body blow and then he started holding his stomach in the fight.
Yeah.
And,
Like
he'd
it was
clearly,
done for.
broken a rib or something.
It looked like it, yeah.
But his excuses were fucking hilarious after that. He was saying that he needed to take a shit or something like that. Is that
He
what
just
said?
kicked in. And he just thought he was going to shit himself. Like, that's what he said.
Anyway, hilarious guy, man. It was good banter.
It's better what he said after, man. It's even better what he said.
Oh, yeah. His shout out to our dear Ronda Rousey.
That's it, man. He was saying Travis Brown was a wife here. And he was like, where's Ronda's fine ass at?
Oh, man. See, that's what I mean. It's just sheer banter with Derek Lewis and everything he says, all his tweets, the shit he uploads onto social media is hilarious.
Yeah.
But that fight, man, it was fucking great. Beast on beast action, man. It was all over the place, man.
That fight was really good.
Yeah.
Travis Brown, they were swinging, and they're big guys, man, and you were just on the edge, of your seat, because they could knock each other out any minute. And you thought, the Black Beast was in trouble, Darius Lewis, he was in serious trouble. And then he just clocks him right on the jaw, and he stumbles over, jumps on top of him, and just grounds and pounds his head through the fucking mat.
Yeah.
Not even finished.
You just know you're going to get a knockout in a fight like that. There's guaranteed. There's no way there won't be.
The celebration as well is awesome. The Beast, when he goes on the ground, like fucking Randy Orton or whatever.
It's hilarious. That guy's just funny from start to finish, man. There's not a dull moment with him. Cool.
Yeah, it was good. Just a few that I'd like to throw in there. Back in the Brooklyn card in February, we had Dustin Poirier versus Jim Miller. And that was a real war, man. They really threw down. Both fighters gave absolutely everything in that fight. It was a big victory for Dustin Poirier. It was kind of his welcome to the contenders of the lightweight division. If you can get past the gatekeeper Jim Miller, we know you're worth it.
You're gonna have to beat the shit out of him to get past that gate.
Yeah, for real. Jim Miller, we crack up about him being a gatekeeper, but he's the best in the business. He's the best keeper. He threw it down, so Dustin Poirier had to give him a whipping to win that 3-round decision.
Yeah, man.
Then we had a couple of entries from a cult hero here, man, a fan favourite, Lando Venata.
Lando.
So, first in fight, she lost. My boy Dana Taylor won. That was an incredible fight, man. It was real high-level striking. They were basically just booing each other all over the octagon. That was an awesome fight. And then he drew with Bobby Green in UFC 216. That was quite recent, and that was another hell of a fight, man. I'm a big Bobby Green fan as well, man. That guy's going places, and he didn't back down. Him and Lando Venata, I think a lot of technique went out the window, and they just sort of gripped down on the mouthpiece and went at it. Remember?
Yeah. That was fight of the night before it even happened. With those two.
Yeah, that was more like a street fight than a octagon fight, but that's not a bad thing, man.
They're never in boring fights, those two. That was awesome,
For sure. Cowboy Oliveira versus Yancy Medeiros. Those two had the definition of a back and forth. Round 1, Yancy Medeiros put Cowboy Oliveira on his ass. man. He was coming out with the unbelievable combinations. Cowboy Oliveira was throwing back. In the second round, I thought Oliveira was going to stop Yancy, and he was on wobbly legs. It was going to the ground, back to the feet, to the cage, open up striking. And then in the third round, in the most like brutal ways, Yancy Medeiros just shut Oliveira's lights out, man. And it was just an incredible back and forth war, and really highlight striking to boot.
Yeah, man, the Cowboy is always in a great fight, and Medeiros brings it every time as well. That was a really entertaining fight. Doesn't get that much credit because it was kind of buried down the card, but awesome fight.
Yeah, no, I loved that fight. It was like watching a movie or something, man. It was really dramatic and just back and forth, man. It went through the motions, up and down, everywhere, man. And really skillful as well. So credit to Cowboy. I think he's an amazing fighter, and all his fights are pretty crazy like that. So.
I mean, he's defending his ranch, man.
Yeah, he's a real cowboy, man.
That's it, man.
So like some great fights there to choose from. A few honourable mentions I want to shout out. Weidman Gastelum, I thought was a great fight. I really thought Gastelum would walk over Weidman.
Yeah.
But Weidman had his back to the wall. I think it was in New York.
Gastelum brings it every time, man.
But Weidman like rose up and got that win that he really fucking needed.
Yeah,
so
he did.
That was awesome to stop Gastelum.
He could have been out of the UFC if he'd lost that fight, Weidman.
Yeah, I mean New York would have kicked him out of New York if he lost that one. Fucking.
Gastelum's got to be a fan of the Three Amigos, man. That is a taco eating motherfucker right there.
Ray Longo would have sent him home.
Mate, he's welcome around my house anytime. It's cool.
Bring out the enchiladas.
Oh, man, we're going to have a Mexican fiesta.
A wide man burrito coming up. So, great fight. And we mentioned Poirier and Miller earlier, but I want to mention Poirier Pettis.
Yeah.
Anthony Pettis
really
stepped up.
Yeah.
Again, I thought Anthony Pettis was done at that point, and he still did lose the fight. It looked like it was kind of a rib injury.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Poirier is just looking so strong at the moment. So that was such a fun fight, just rolling around covered in blood, like, blood and guts war.
Yeah, man. Big fight.
For sure. We haven't given out a lot of love to Dustin Poirier at these awards so far. Those were two fantastic performances. He had a good year.
Ever since Conor knocked him out, he has just turned the switch on. And one of the biggest fights I'm looking forward to this year is him versus Gaethje. Like, we know that's going to be an absolute war.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So, those are a few fights. And so who's your pick? Leo, I'm putting you on the spot.
My actual pick overall, there's a lot of good fights there. Well, I will have to go with Gaethje versus Johnson because that just had it all for me. And I think, it came to mind first when you said fights earlier.
I want to watch it right now.
So, that's the fight for me.
Yeah, I second that. That's the one that stands out for me. Just so much drama. So many times I thought it was over and it just kept going on. Like, just absolutely amazing. So, that's mine too. Eric?
Cool. Yeah, that was an unbelievably sick fight. But I'm going to give a little love to some of these fights that you see on the prelims that they don't always get the coverage that the main cards do. And sometimes you see the best fights in there. And for me, the best fight in 2017 was Yancy Medeiros and Cowboy Oliveira. And they get the edge because they gave you 2.5 rounds of the most incredible entertainment. They just went on a bit longer,
Yeah.
And they both hit the ground. Do you know what I mean? They both looked like they were going to be finished. And that was my favourite fight of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it shows how good these fights were, that they weren't even that long.
When it's just action-packed like that, it doesn't matter, man. You just want to see them go through it all.
Yeah. A minute of those fights, just felt like a round,
but sometimes a round feels like 5, when it's really heavy.
It does, it was sick.
And sometimes a 5-round fight feels like a day.
Yes. How long have I been watching this fight for, then?
Rory McDonald, I still feel like he's in there with Robbie Lawler.
Oh, mate, that's still running through my head every day. I wake up and see Robbie Lawler's face.
When you come home pissed and you look in the mirror, you see fucking Rory McDonald looking back at you.
Yeah, crushing down to the mat with a broken nose, blood gushing everywhere.
Oh, man.
It's not a good way to start your day, man.
No, I mean, but we wish good health to all these fighters, you know, and can't wait to see them all back in the cage again, like this year. So awesome stuff.
We love them all, man. They've given us bare entertainment, man. Quality MMA.